Hi, my name is Jules. Welcome to the juleboxstudios.com and at juleshouse.com. Today I'm going to be making a layout. This is a 12 by 12 layout with my brother's granddaughters that he shares with me. That's Niyah and this one is Camila. I wanted to do something super girly and I loved this paper by Carta Bella. So we're going to jump into the process video here. I printed both girls out on a 4x6 photo paper for my Canon selfie. And I wanted to use this paper. This is Carta Bella, released from 2021. I believe they're still available at like scrapbook.com. I have links to products over on my blog and the links below if you want to check that out. This is textured Bahama Blue paper by Paper Accents, and this is American Craft cardstock, which is also textured cardstock. I'm gonna go over the collection. So this is the sticker sheet. And here we go with all of the paper collections. I think it's 12, one of each design, 8 or 12, I can't remember. Beautiful papers though. There is a watercolor some watercolor images and stuff in there that was inspirational for me, especially that cardstock there. And this is a sheet to fussy cut, so that was already on my mind. I chose my papers and I'm gonna just trim down the photo. One of the things that I wanted to do was create a photo mat myself. So I have some watercolor paper, sorry. And I'm gonna use that for a photo mat for both girls. But I wanted to do some watercoloring, so with my very expensive pack of Crayola watercolors, I just went in with this mauve kind of a vintagey tan color. I just watered that down and I create a base for that, and then I use the pink as light as I can so that it's not so bright. And I create a photo mat with this, and I just wanted to add something watercolory on there, and this photo mat was a perfect thing. So I did one for each girl, so I'll do the second one off of camera, but it's turning out exactly how I kind of envisioned it. So this is the cardstock that was inspiring to me, where it says enjoy the little things and seeds. So here they are, both are dry. Now this sheet here has the two perfect corners to use. So I'm gonna like roughly and closely cut the two corners out because I want to save as much as I can that's on the other side, which are a bunch of images that you can cut out as well. So I want to take that and save it for another project. So I have two of the 12 by 12 sheets, and I separate those, and I'm thinking, oh, this is going to work perfectly. Look at, they're going to fit, and it's just going to look really, really nice. But because there's only one of each collection, I decided I had to pick one sheet. Otherwise, they're not going to match, and I wanted them to match. So I am going to put them both on one sheet. So this part is going to be my background, and then I want to add a sliver of the blue to pull the denim blue colors off of their outfits. So I'm going to take both the cardstocks and cut them down so that I can get them on the designer paper. I want to add a sliver of blue behind them as well, so I'm going to create photo mats for both of them just to line their photos, because I ended up cutting off all of the white. So using Cotton Candy Pink by Lindy's Gang, I'm just going to make some splashes, but I don't want them to be too dark. I just want them super subtle. I'm using the Frosted Forget-Me-Nots as well. This is a blue, and it is a very nice light blue that kind of goes with the collection as well. And then I'm going to blot it just to get, I don't want them, like I said, I didn't want it to be dark. That looks pretty so far. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere the white cardstock down to the blue. And I decide to add the cement green. Now that one I was looking at and I'm like, you know what, I probably could have left that one nice and dark, but it's fine. I'm just going to cut a 2-inch border so I can keep some of the cardstock, the designer paper with me, that center, and it saves me some paper, you know. And I could have done that with the blue, but I didn't want to. I have a lot of those blue cardstock, so it was fine to use the whole thing. So I cut out the corners, and I'm gonna distress the blue photo mats. I do end up using another color as well because I wanted to make it dimensional. So I'm gonna be putting dimensional foam adhesive underneath that blue. See how cute that is? Just a little sliver is just perfect. I'm gonna do the same thing with the other blue cardstock and the other watercolor sheet. So here's the foam adhesive that's gonna lift it off of that green. I love that green. And hindsight, I think I cut the green a little bit too small because you can barely see it. But anyways, I know it's there. Like it's a sliver smaller than the actual blue, so. I'm gonna distress the edges of the entire 12 by 12, and I forgot I was gonna do that with the white cardstock and the blue cardstock. So I'm gonna adhere this corner about a 1/2 inch away from the white edge, because that is my primary base, is that white edge or the white cardstock. So about a 1/2 inch or so, 3/4 of an inch away. And then I'll do the other one on dimensional adhesives. Look at the lift on that. I love that texture. I'm going to do the same thing with this one, but I am going to add the dimensional foam adhesive, and I'm going to align it with the white cardstock. So it looks like there's a bush of flowers there. It gives it a lot more dimension. I do add a lot on there because I want it to hold up really, really well. All right, and I found this on clearance. It was $1.50 at my craft warehouse. This is a stencil by Carta Bella, and it is like a snowfall look. So, and I wanted something tiny. I didn't want a shape or anything. I just wanted something tiny. Using the molding paste by Golden. I've always used this one. I've never used any other. And it creates a great texture. So I'm gonna cut out a bunch of chunks of flowers because I can't fussy cut off the 12 by 12. I'll cut them all in different, like in sections, and then fussy cut them all off camera. And I don't know if you noticed, but there was like berries on the cardstock there, and I just used a paper punch and punched out a bunch of them that were on the scraps. I'm gonna use Cactus Gold just to add a little bit of like fairy dust. I guess just like that little light golden glow behind them, behind the girls. So I paint it on and I splatter some on. It's so much fun to splatter. Oh, it looks so pretty. All right, so I only used one of those watercolor cards because it was a lot. It would have just taken up a lot of room on the 12 by 12 layout. So I only use one, and I anchor both of the photos on it because I also want to add some extra layers of the designer paper. I cut one of those green cards in half and just created like half a tag because the sides and the length is not going to even be seen. So to save some paper, that's what I did. I just cut the corners and made a hole on the top, and I got this string by a friend, by my buddy. She was on YouTube for a while doing her crafts and stuff. Her name is Lori. Now she's doing travel, like RVing videos. I'll leave a link to her channel down below if you guys are interested, or if you remember Lori more. All right, by Coco and Marina, I'm going to use this cute whimsical flower that I think looks perfect, and I'm just going to use it just to bring in a little bit more of that blue. Also by Coco and Reno, the ruffles and doilies, I'm going to use that one lace cutout. I have one on the top left, one on the bottom right. Look how cute. Oh my gosh, I love those. It's the perfect size too. All right, so I'm gonna anchor these girls down right on that pink watercolor cardstock that I made. Now, I don't adhere it onto the white cardstock quite yet because I'm like, wait, not yet, not yet. I had a feeling, just wait. I just leave them laying there for a little while. I think it's because I want to be able to have the freedom to add on if I need to. I don't do it all the time, but I did do it with this layout. I don't know. I guess I won't put it all the way down until I'm good and ready. So here's the chipboard and the ephemera, and I'm going to pull out the boots because I already knew from when I first saw it I'm going to use that. And then the little cart of flowers, and then a sentiment that says "Hello Sunshine," which is the title of this layout. I'm just trying to find placement for them there. I'm going to look through the ephemera pack. That one just says hello. I don't even use that one. I use another one later on, but I wasn't feeling the die cuts, I guess. I don't know. They weren't fitting my layout at the time, but I'm sure I can find uses for them for another project. And two, I wanted to have you guys take a peek at what's inside. All right. I have all of my flowers cut out, and I'm just gonna like indent them and lift them and fold all of the flowers, like the leaves and stuff. That'll add dimension and texture to the layout. And I just wanted to sit those in there just to kind of, I don't know, it gives me all the feels right now. All right, so we're just gonna keep going with all of these flowers, and I just kind of set them down on the layout so I can see the arrangements that I want. But I do add flowers, those blue ones there, and I do add little bouquets on top of those. So I made piles of the flowers that are all like alike in color and size and shape and everything, just so I know how many I had and what I wanted to use in different areas. So wherever there was like a lack of some blue, I wanted to add the blue. Wherever there was a lack of some pink, I added some pink. Or need fullness, then I'll add something there. And using the hot glue, kind of, because the glue is so thick, it also gives a little bit of a lift. I don't press them down too hard. But I found placement for every single one that I cut, which was exciting to me. I'm going to add some dimensional foam adhesive on a few to give that lift. I'm just going to keep going and put some music on a little louder because this is all repetitive. There's nothing for me to say. So I'll let you guys just watch. So far so good. So I'm just cutting these because when I tuck them in, I'm only tucking in like a couple of petals that you don't even see. So I'm going to cut those out, doing the same thing down here. And like I told you before, I was going to create little bouquets on top of these blue flowers. Now I'm going to be a little bit like all over the place here in a second. But the chipboard pieces I wanted to show you. See the little notches that are there? Now, for eons now, I've always used an emery board to do some distressing around edges for mini albums and things. And this is how I used to get excess paper off as well. So you see how nice and clean that is? So I cleaned the entire thing. You see that? You don't even see the little notches anymore. And I love that. So anyways, I do that to all of the pieces that I was using. So I'm going to scoot those over. And I'm just gonna ruffle up the lace, kind of give that lift and fold, a little bit of a distressed look too on both of them. Now I glue it down, and I only add glue, if you noticed, in the very, very center. So I can, you know, still add and tuck things and slide things underneath if I wanna. So here are the bouquets. I do some of the gluing off of camera, so you won't see that, but it's okay. You kind of get the gist of it. Just ruffling up those extra 2 petals to add into the bush. I just like that they are peekabooing. All right, I'm almost done, but look at the dimension. I love it. Love it. All right, remember those berries that I hole punched off the cardstock? I'm gonna add those now. Using my quick stick by We Are Makers. I don't think they have them anymore, but the Silhouette does make one, and you can also make one yourself if you want to see an old video. I'll link it below where I show you how to create your own quick stick. Now if you have followed me for a while now, like years ago, you'll know that I like to use the names of the paper, like from the strip, and I use them in my mini albums all the time. I wanted to use that one, so I glued that in there with the date, or January 2024 on there. So I am going to add a little bit more of that pink watercolor cardstock that I had painted, and just made little flags out of those and put them down. Using some watered down gesso, I just do some splashing and sploshing and swinging and stuff on the layout. I'm going to be using some liquid pearls on the layout. This one is white opal, and I'm just going to put them randomly in different places. This one is flamingo, and I added them to the stamens of the flowers of almost all of them, and I love the texture of that. I'm just going to add some of the liquid pearls on the berries in random places. Now, I don't know if anybody still does this, but I like adding my layouts on some canvas so I can put it on my wall. So I'm just going to glue all that down, and I'm done. Check out the links down below the video in the description box, and I'll see you later. Bye, everyone.